Hi guys, so as I said in one of my earlier videos, I've also launched a Faceless YouTube channel to see whether I can work through the steps that I've seen on YouTube and make a successful channel. So in this video, I'll be talking about the idea. I'm going to show you the channel on the screen. I'm going to talk to you about the technology that I've used, the hurdles that I've had to overcome to get to where I am, and where it's currently at. I'm also going to show you the dashboard and all of the behind the scenes things so you can see in detail how it's all going. So stay tuned for that at the end. So the channel name is called Summary of Everything, and that's exactly what I'm hoping that it's going to become. The concept's quite simple. I'm going to come up with an idea of something that needs summarizing. I'm going to use AI to help me generate those scripts. Then I'm going to use a different product to turn those scripts into an automated voice. And then I'm going to create a video that goes along with that. I'm going to try and do this on the main channel and also using the YouTube Shorts, which I think is a good platform for summaries. So let's have a look at the channel, what I've created so far, and where we're up to.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the channel. As you can see, I've got 2 subscribers and currently I've had 39 views in total. If we look at the content, you can see that I created a single video here, but then I split it into 3 separate bits that are a bit smaller, so I published those separately and then published the whole thing as well. And then I also recently experimented with Shorts, which has already got 21 views, which feels like it might be the best way to go. So next I'm going to show you the AI that I'm using to generate this content. So I'm using a combination of Bard, which is Google's AI generator, and then also ChatGPT, which is now owned by Microsoft. They give you different options and they give it in a different style. So I like to test both and see which one gives me the result that I really like. So if we were doing a summary of something like supply and demand, we ask for a nice and easy digestible script, and then we paste the same prompt into both AI generators, and then we can take either option or a combination of both once it's generated the content. You can see that the content is quite different. It feels to me like Bard is more language driven, whereas ChatGPT definitely has a lot more content. So next we're going to talk about the tools that I'm using in order to generate this kind of content. I created a Google Doc for this. So I was originally going to try and use some Whiteboard software, but as you can see from all of these different screens, they're all really expensive and they're all monthly subscription services. And to be honest, to begin with, when you're just testing out whether or not you can make any money on YouTube, these feel really overpriced for what you're getting. On most of the examples that I've seen about Faceless YouTube channels, they're either using a paid version but they don't tell you, or they're using the free version and then they're bypassing the copyright and usage by getting rid of watermarks and things like that. That to me feels a little morally wrong. As you can see from my spreadsheet, they end up being quite pricey if you were going to pay for one or several of these on a monthly subscription basis. The other issue that I had with these is that they're not actually that accurate. If you look at this simple show one, I was trying to generate a summary of Goodfellas, the movie, and you can see it tends to use the same pictures over and over again. Some of the things don't really make sense. So 1985 is a light bulb for some reason. We've got lots of these film references. Every time we say film, it seems to pick up the same picture, and you can obviously change these. You can go through the script and you can pick which ones you want, but it's not as intuitive as I would expect for something of this price. And you can see in here in Animaker, you can create your own character and you can make them move around, you can get them to gesture and things like that. But again, as you can see, each scene you have to create individually, which would take quite a long time. You can do lip syncing if you wanted to record the audio over the top manually. A lot of these things would take a long time if you were starting with a script over just pasting it in somewhere, which is what I was expecting. So the next thing that we're going to look at is the voice to text generation. In my opinion, this one is the best. 11 Labs seems to give you lots of options. You can pick from hundreds of voices. You can even record your own voice and then have it do the speaking for you so it actually sounds like you. But again, there's a price. attached, and these prices are actually reasonable considering some of the other prices that we've just seen. But as you can see, you would actually have to pay for this service if you wanted a commercial license, which is important if you're going to be publishing to YouTube. So there is another option which is completely free, which I really like, which is called ClickChamp. So if you go and create a new video and then you go down to the record and create option, there is a text to speech here. It gives you some language options, it gives you some voice options. So I always pick Tony. You can change the speech, the pitch, that kind of thing. And then you can generate the text based on the text that you paste in. They are slightly more robotic, I find, compared to the 11 Labs ones, but it's free, so that's what I've been using so far. It does export as an MP4 though, so you would need to use something like Cloud Convert in order to convert that MP4 file into an audio file, like a WAV file that you could then import into your chosen content creator. And then there's one more which I actually quite liked, which is DID, which is where you can create an avatar using AI and then make that avatar speak. But again, as you can see, there is a price involved with that. I saw another YouTube channel suggesting that you use this, but there are watermarks all over it, and you would need to delete those watermarks illegally in order to use it. And then finally, the editing software that I'm using for videos. I'm using DaVinci Resolve 18. It's free to download. It's quite expensive if you buy the studio version, but the free version gives you so much functionality for free that it doesn't really seem worth paying for the editing software at this point. And then finally we've got Canva, which is an incredible free tool. I didn't realize quite how impressive this tool was. Yes, obviously there's a Canva premium service that gives you a lot more visibility of graphics and premium content, but you can create thumbnails. I created the YouTube short directly in Canva, so I didn't even need to use DaVinci Resolve for that one. I used the free graphics from within Canva. Yes, obviously it would have been better if there were more available in free version, but again, you don't need to pay for it in order to get what you want. And so then back to the channel. I think the key for me is making this as quick and easy and painless as possible. What I realized from creating the short is I could do it within about an hour, whereas these ones took several days of editing and tweaking. If we look into the analytics, obviously the views have gone up massively because it was a short. Shorts tend to get promoted quite highly, and obviously given that it's only 1 minute of content, it got more visibility. So I think I might end up going more towards the shorts with this channel just because they seem easier and quicker to create and promote.
And that's about it. Hopefully you found that useful or informative, and let me know in the comments below if you have also tried to create a Faceless YouTube channel, any tips or tricks that you found that you might like to share with other people to help them along their journey. And it would obviously be lovely if you could subscribe to my Faceless YouTube channel and this one if you find either of the content in those interesting. Thanks for watching.